Yoshi Circuit, one of the most iconic tracks in Mario Kart and my personal favorite in 8 Deluxe. I love it so much, especially in 200cc. The driving is awesome, I like the circuit aesthetics and Yoshi. And that's why I'm gonna build one today. Hi, I'm a Minecraft builder who's trying to create a Minecraft racing series, different from all the ones that you have ever seen. I have some experience to back up that statement, but unless you understand Italian, you're just gonna have to wait until I post the first race. But by the end of this video, you will see the prettiest, not so accurate, but the best Yoshi circuit track in Minecraft that you have ever seen. I'm an expert when it comes to building specifically the Yoshi circuit. This is the third time I built one. Let me explain. I've created and participated in 2 seasons of my racing series, and the first one, let's say it was held together by scraps and tape. Probably the best track in that season was the first ever Yoshi circuit I've ever built. And to be fair, it was pretty good. A little bit small, but pretty good. I also spent an ungodly amount of time refining the edges of the track with the chisel and bits mod. Yeah, I'm never gonna do it again. It was small, a little bit unpractical since all the tracks from that season were on the same world. Yeah, I know the first season was a mess, but at least the vision was still there. Here is a full lap if you care about it. So I had to build the circuit in another world. There was too much to fix, so it was better to start over. It was bigger, prettier, and mightier than ever. The starting village was still lacking, but it was something more. And it's not bad by any means, we still race here sometimes for fun. You probably have seen some footage of this track in the last video. I mean, it's not bad, but it has a lot more potential. And what is this? Well, let's say that every track in my series has a specific feature to spice up the racing. In this case, there was the attack mode, a boost to the speed and acceleration that lasts for one lap. I'll explain this better in another video. Probably. As I said, this track has potential, but again, here I would have to fix too many things, so it was better to start over again. And I know that the chicane in the middle of the tunnel, it's a controversial thing to add, but trust me, for us players it's worse to spam the T key to pass through the whole tunnel than to sweep through some walls. And that's a feature that's gonna stay in the next iteration of the circuit. And since the old ones were created by AI, this time we will start with an image. I just converted the layout to pixel art because we are in 1.12. I don't want to explain why, but let's say that there is no better vehicle mod that comes close to the vision that I have for this project than the vehicle mod. And that mod is stuck in 1.12. Well, not actually, but I'm not gonna explain that right now. After that, I just modeled the rough shape with pixel blocks and I finally start racing the course. I probably don't have footage of all the steps I'm talking about because I'm stupid, but just use your imagination. I tested the track with the go-kart that had the same statistic as the one in the opening track of the next season, so that everyone can be familiar to the driving style. And I had to make some questionable decision. I just remodeled the hairpin under the neck of Yoshi to be more drivable and a bit more pleasant to look at, and I adjusted a bit the tail hairpin and the last 2 corners. It was good enough, so I started working on the next phase. Landscaping. It was easier than I thought, except for that hand that I had to build manually. But other than that, I'm pretty happy about how it turned out. And I'm planning to leave that sand circle for his cheek. I'm trying to create a circuit in the shape of Yoshi and not copying the one from MarioKart 8. I think adapting to a more Minecrafty style and a more racing theme could be better. The tunnel turned out way better than I originally thought. It's really clean, and I reworked the chicane in the inside. It's a bit easier to take and prettier than before. I'm leaving this space for a grandstand or just a crowd to watch. And by crowd I mean colored wood blocks, because we have to save performance. General shape done. Landscaping done, it's time to decorate. And I'm gonna start with the village at the start. And I think I cooked with this one. I obviously took inspiration from the one in MarioKart 8, but adjusted a little bit. It has a bar, a bay, and the starting line is beautiful. And also a sand trap outside the last corner because it's cool. I wanted to make the shell of Yoshi in some way, but I'm not capable of creating a roof like in MarioKart, so I transformed it into an elevated platform to host another cafe. I also turned his cheek into a natural lake with some houses near it, just to decorate some more. And I'm finishing this course with custom trees, of course, that I obviously made myself. Filled in the rest of the gaps, and the track was complete, except it wasn't. Since I'm trying to decorate the scenery with things that can make drivers feel really into an arcade race, I had to put some grandstands somewhere, more islands, and some more decorating on the sky. I had this schematic that I created some time ago of the podium, and I think I'm gonna place it in every single track, so here it goes. I think it looks better at the back of the main straight, just because I have a feeling that leaving the first corner face into the abyss of the ocean can be more immersive for the viewer and us drivers, and I think it just looks cooler back there. After some islands placed around, I had to fill the sky with some hot air balloons, some helicopters, because yeah. Actually, there's something missing. I can't let anyone cut the track wherever they want, so I have to add barriers and those evil poles. I have a compilation of how many times I've fallen victim to those despicable rods. And turn down the volume. Italian screams incoming. You've been warned.
Treat me like white teeth. Don't get me dirty.
Oh no, quei puzza. No! Ah! Stessa cosa. No!
No!
No! Il paletto!
No, fra, non è successo.
No!
No!
No, il paletto! Però a quanto pare poi guadagnate.
No! Le prendo così.
No! But at least we know they work. Their purpose is to signal where the barriers are. If you take the corner too tight, you are punished for trying to cut the circuit. And here you have it, the brand new and improved Yoshi circuit. Almost ready for the first race. Now let's put on some cool shader and enjoy the full lap. Things are obviously subject to change, but I think it's ready. I haven't talked about the feature of the circuit, that's because I'm still thinking of what I can put here to spice up the strategy. I'm reworking all of the old features that you don't know about, but still, because I want to improve the races and mix a bit more with strategy, so me and my friends have to do a lot more testing to come up with new ones. Remember to stay updated on my Instagram for something more, and forget about the download of this map. I will never publish the tracks of this series. Shocking, I know. I have my reasons. Thanks for sticking until now, and see you next month.